Mozart at age 6 in gala dress, 1763 Pietro Antonio Lorenzoni. Freemasons are believed to have influenced a lot of aspects in society. Best-selling author Dan Brown devoted an entire book to it, and their signs and symbols appear in several things, including the dollar bill. The amazing thing is that this has happened for several centuries now. Even back in 1763, a painting showing a portrait of a young Mozart was said to have a Freemasonry sign. Notice that one of his hands was hidden, which is a sign of the painter's dedication to Freemasonry, or even a nod to his level in its hierarchy. The painting is housed at the Mozart International Museum in Salzburg in Austria. Supper at Emmaus, 1601 Caravaggio. The Supper at Emmaus is an early 17th century painting by the Italian master named Caravaggio. The painting has two versions, with one housed at the Pinacoteca di Brera in Milan in Italy and the other in the National Gallery in London in England. It shows the moment Jesus revealed himself to two disciples after the resurrection. The London version was done in 1601, 5 years before the Milan painting. It shows a beardless Christ in a dark and blank background. A basket of food is near the edge of a table, which is believed to depict a teetering world. It also recognizes the code of silence among Christians as shown in the fish figure shadow. Netherlandish Proverbs, 1559 Peter Bruegel the Elder. The Netherlandish Proverbs is a 1559 painting by the Flemish artist Peter Bruegel the Elder. It shows a depiction of different Dutch proverbs in one painting. The painting was originally called The Blue Cloak or The Folly of the World, and has also been called The Topsy-Turvy World and Flemish Proverbs. At last count, there were already 125 proverbs identified in the painting, with probably even more that have yet to be recognized. The painting is housed at the Stadtliche Museum in Berlin in Germany. Mona Lisa, 1517 Leonardo da Vinci. Probably the best-known work of art, the painting was done by da Vinci between 1503 and 1506, though evidence suggests he continued working on it until 1517. Housed at the Musée du Louvre in Paris, France, numbers and letters appear all over the painting, from the painter's initials in the right eye to the number 72 in the arch of the bridge at the back. Some also argue that the painting may have been done in the 1490s because of the number 149 at the back of the picture, with the fourth digit erased. The Prophet Zechariah, 1512 Michelangelo. Michelangelo completed this fresco painting in the Sistine Chapel in Vatican in 1512. This high Renaissance religious painting depicts the minor prophet Zechariah. Some historians believe that the painting is actually an effigy of the then Pope Julius II, who had a tense relationship with the painter. Michelangelo includes a couple of angels behind the prophet, with one sticking his thumb between the index and middle fingers. It is the Renaissance version of someone flipping off the bird to another person. In this case, it was Michelangelo's Up Yours message to Julius II. Separation of light and darkness, 1512 Michelangelo. It is one of the 9 central panels in the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel, and separation of light and darkness was the last one created by Michelangelo. It may look slightly different from the other 8 panels because for some reason, the painter chose to have it illuminated straight on instead of his usual left inclined angle. That reason may be because the neck is actually a precise depiction of the human brain. The fabric running down the middle of the robe also shows a strange lump. A lot of experts now think that it represents man's spinal cord. The creation of Adam, 1511 Michelangelo. Maybe it was just coincidence, but the similarities are simply astounding. Michelangelo, who was always intrigued by the human anatomy and who was dissecting human corpses at the age of 17 in the church cemetery, seemed to have taken inspiration from the human body to paint the creation of Adam. Neuroanatomy experts say the level of detail in the painting shows an accurate and precise depiction of the human brain, from the cerebellum ad optic chiasm to the pituitary gland and the vertebral artery. The painting is one of the most famous works in the Sistine Chapel, and it has also been a lesson in the brain's anatomy all along. David and Goliath, 1509. Michelangelo. David and Goliath is a high Renaissance painting done by Michelangelo at the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel in Vatican City. At 14,000 square feet, the entire ceiling is believed to have shapes that reflect the Hebrew alphabet. A close analysis of David and Goliath shows that their figures actually form the Hebrew letter Gimel. In mystical Kabbalah tradition, the letter means strength. The Last Supper, 1498. Leonardo da Vinci. Much has been said about the codes in The Last Supper, much of it from the Dan Brown book called The Da Vinci Code. Well, here are 3 more hidden codes. A computer expert, Slavisa Pesci, claims that after superimposing a semi-transparent version over the original work, Templar knights appear at the ends of the table, while someone holding a baby is at Jesus' left. A musician, Giovanni Maria Palla, says that the hands and breads are actually musical notes that form a composition when read from right to left. Sabrina Galizia, a researcher, says that the painting had a mathematical puzzle that indicates the end of the world to occur in 4006. The painting is at the Santa Maria del Grazie in Milan, Italy, for those who want to further scrutinize the work. Madonna with Saint Giovannino, late 1400s. Domenico Ghirlandaio. The painting features Mother Mary with an extremely fit baby Jesus sporting almost a six-pack on his ABS, but that is not even the most interesting aspect of this painting. Housed at the Palazzo Vecchio in Florence in Italy, the painting shows a man in the background protecting his eyes from the brightness of an unidentified flying object. That's right, a UFO. Even centuries before Roswell, man has always been fascinated by inexplicable and bizarre creatures from outer space. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to click like, subscribe and comment below.
Glenn Stewart Godwin. Former salesman, mechanic, and current resident of the FBI's most wanted list, Godwin stabbed a friend 26 times in 1980 over a drug-related dispute. He then tried to blow the body up using homemade explosives. After his arrest, Godwin escaped from prison, fled to Mexico, got arrested again for murder, then escaped the Mexican jail and disappeared. He's thought to live in Latin America with a drug cartel. Jason Derrick Brown. A native of Orange County, CA, and MFA of international business, Brown liked to portray himself as wealthy while racking up thousands of dollars in debt. He murdered an armored car driver and stole $56,000 in 2004, leading police on a chase that lasted a full month before he vanished. He was last spotted in Salt Lake City in 2008, but has not been seen since. Victor Manuel Gerena. Wanted for bank robbery, Gerena made off with $7 million in 1983. A member of Los Macheteros, the Machete Vaters gang, Gerena fled with the cash in the trunk of his car to Mexico. Journalists have spent years trying to locate Gerena to no avail. William Bradford Bishop. In 1976, Bishop anticipated a promotion at work. When he didn't get it, he took out his frustrations by murdering his wife, mother, and 3 sons before setting their bodies on fire. He fled the country on a diplomatic passport and is assumed to live in Europe today. Fidel Urbina. Fidel, a Mexican national, lived in Chicago working as a mechanic in 1998 when he was accused of raping a woman. While free on bail, he raped and murdered another woman before disappearing. One of the FBI's most wanted, he's believed to live in Mexico, though authorities have yet to locate him. Semyon Mogilevich. Called the most dangerous mobster in the world, Mogilevich was caught using a front company to defraud stock traders at the Toronto Stock Exchange in 1998. The company, which posed as an investing firm, cheated investors out of $1 billion. He vanished, and despite the efforts of multiple countries, has yet to be found. Josephine Sunshine Overacre. An eco-terrorist, Overacre firebombed a Vail ski resort in 2006. She fled, and has yet to be apprehended. Overacre has also been linked to firebombings of ranger stations in national parks, and an attack on a nuclear power facility. She's thought to reside in Spain. Alexis Flores. A Honduran citizen, Flores was living as a drifter in the United States in 2000. A charitable citizen gave Flores food, money, and clothing, so in return Flores raped and killed his 5-year-old daughter. Flores fled and was arrested again for shoplifting in 2002, but was deported to Honduras before DNA linked him to the earlier murder. He remains at large. Joaquin Guzman. Known as El Chapo, Guzman is believed to be Mexico's premier drug kingpin, and one of the most powerful men in the world. Despite his criminal past, he's thought of as a Robin Hood-type figure in Mexico and even is the subject of folk songs. Though captured in 1993, he escaped prison in 2001 after allegedly bribing everyone who worked at the facility. El Chapo was recaptured in 2014, but escaped again in 2015 through a handmade labyrinth underneath the prison. Robert William Fisher. Fisher was a model father and active church member when he shot and killed his wife in 2001, supposedly because she planned to divorce him. Fisher then cut a gas pipeline to make their home explode, killing their 2 children. He's thought to be armed and dangerous, possibly in rural Florida.